We are live. I didn't write an opening script. Will my house ever get clean before my mom comes to visit? The truth will soon be known on the Clash of the Pencils live stream.
Turn on the stream tonight. Short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The story central time. Breaking down the plot. Characters that fought. Twist and hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Dollars from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear.
Welcome to Clash of the Pencils live stream, the only full contact creative writing esports league in existence in the history of at least planet Earth. I'm Tom Sherman, joined as always by my co-host Greg the Egg Peterson. We are here to analyze the plot, character, and setting of the top short stories of the day. So, every day, authors from across the internet submit a handwritten one-page story based off a prompt revealed at the end of our live stream. The public at large then votes for their favorite story. We reveal the winner at the end of each show. And so if you want to join the fun, it's easy to play. First thing you do, download the app. Links for the iPhone and Android are in the YouTube description, as well as our daily schedule. After that, you submit a story. After you submit a story, you pick your favorite from the top three. After you pick your favorite from the top three, you watch the live stream, see who wins, see the next day's prompt, and then you submit a story. After that, you pick your favorite, and then you watch the live stream. And then you get to submit another story, and then you pick your favorite. You watch the live stream, you submit the story. You keep going on and on and on, and it's either a funnel down, a downward spiral, or an upward fountain.
We're going to say upward fountain. And it's going to be Tuesdays through Fridays. There's a bit of a reprieve for the weekend.
I love it. I love it. We love taking the long weekend. We don't even believe in Mondays here at Story Squad, believe it or not. At least it's a hot topic. Lively debates. Let's see. We're just going to move right into the leaderboard. Check this out. So, yesterday we had a horse hockey alert filed by Slice. It got denied. Slice then filed a secondary horse hockey alert.
Wow.
The horse hockey alert that had been filed. Not only that, he then filed a third horse hockey alert because something about the prompt. And so one of the third horse hockey alert was granted, but the horse hockey alert on the original horse hockey alert was denied, meaning Slice lost another 5 points. And they actually gave those 5 points to Meat French. So Meat French hops up into first place with Carl Wrights, 15 points each. Slice sliding down to third with 10, and then Zaphod and Red Ruby with 5 apiece. So, wow, a lot of drama there with
a lot of drama behind the scenes there, and none of it came. None of these points came from the stories themselves.
No, completely from, and that's why it's a double-edged sword. Horse hockey alert. If there's no horse hockey and you alert that there's horse hockey,
yeah, it's the boy who cried horse hockey.
Yeah, nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. So let's see. All right, the prompt that we had for today was you find a pair of sunglasses that lets you see people's thoughts. How do you use them at school? So that's what our authors had to write on. Where do you think that leaves them in our paradigm of the triangle between plot, setting, and characters?
Well, I think we're gonna get an X-ray vision into the characters.
Mm,
Maybe too much of an X-ray vision, who knows? The setting is already predetermined, so I think that the one of these that's gonna determine the winner is who can get a plot. How does this superpower, these magical sunglasses, how are you gonna get a beginning, middle, and end that all line up?
yeah, the plot is going to be a key for our authors tonight. And so when combined, these elements, the plot, setting, and characters triangulate to create a story. The closer the author can strike to the center of that element, the more engaging, visceral, exciting that story will be. So let's just take a moment here and and read our first story of the day. Watch someone else read. Watch AI read it, I guess, is technically the proper terminology. And this one here is from Nacho's story. We've seen Nacho's story in and out of the winner's circle a few times. So take a gander at this one called Fashionable Thoughts.
Oh my gosh, I found these sunglasses the other day, and at first I was like, huh, why would anyone lose such a nice looking pair of sunglasses? Then, yesterday, I discovered what these sunglasses actually did. I was picking out an outfit to go to the mall with my friends. I had the perfect blue sweater and white skirt. I just needed the best accessory to match. Then I suddenly remembered. Those sunglasses, I thought excitedly. I zoomed down the stairs to my bag where I had left them and grabbed them to go on with my outfit. Perfect, I thought, satisfied with the result. Soon enough, I was at the mall, but as I walked through the crowds of people with my sunglasses on, I realized something. Why is there a block of text on top of everyone's heads? I asked myself, confused. I looked around, trying to make out what the text block nearest to me read. I need to remember to buy that bracelet for my sister, it read. Wait a minute, I thought as I saw that person walk into a jewelry store. Are these sunglasses showing me people's thoughts? As my newfound powers sank in, I knew exactly what I would use these sunglasses for.
All right. So here we have the author or the main character finds sunglasses, thinks these look great. Why would anyone throw them out? Decides they're the perfect accessory to go to the mall. And then when they put them on, realize that they can read people's thoughts scrolling atop their head. And then they slowly comprehend what powers they might have.
Yeah, I think it's funny that the main character here, when she's going to the mall, she's already thinking about the perfect blue sweater and white skirt. She needs that perfect accessory. The sunglasses are the accessory. So I thought that was very naturally and elegantly embedded into where this was going. We obviously aren't at school, we're at the mall. I thought the description of the block of text on everyone's head, it was that a glimpse into our Neuralink future, Tom? Are we
Mm,
just going to be
mhm,
with VR, just being able to do this? I
mhm.
don't know, but I did think that yes, there was a tease at the end about I know what I'm going to use these for, but we don't know what it is. It
Right.
the one page had already run out. So I
Well,
think plot we're
that's
keeping
actually
them.
an interesting fact. They didn't use the full page. They left a good three quarters of the page or something like that
Oh
up.
wow.
There was room to run, and what I thought was interesting was basically they did a great setup of the prompt. You know what I
We
mean?
did.
Like the prompt was what
Go to
you
school and read those
yeah,
plot like
you go to school and use them, not necessarily the origin story. It was a great prequel, but yeah, I wanted to see it strike a little bit deeper, and that's why I think that plot is just going to stay out here on the outer edge. We didn't really get much. There wasn't even much tension of
mhm.
finding the glasses to
Is
be
the
the
girl
perfect
gonna buy
accessory.
is the
You know?
girl gonna is the girl gonna buy the bracelet for her
Right,
sister?
right.
So we don't know. That's it.
I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. So that was a good. It was a good one, but I there was a. It was just a little bit left to be desired. So
Mm,
I yeah, great start though here from Nacho's story. So we'll bring in our second story of the day. This one actually is a new contender named Mr. Whiskers. And this story is called My Plan for World Domination.
Everyone says that it's impossible to read minds, so imagine how shocked they would be when I read theirs. Using these magical sunglasses, I would peer into other people's minds and make fun of them when they think something stupid. Wondering about something in class but too scared to ask it? Don't worry. I'll be there to both answer it fabulously. I pick the answer from the teacher's brain and laugh at you. The next thing I would do is start a cult. So, do you want to talk about that affair you had last weekend? After breaking down my victim's morale, I recruit my willing subjects. I would indoctrinate them into the sunglasses cult. After I went around and demonstrated my abilities, my goons would go around selling sunglasses to the whole population. Obviously, they are rip-offs. After all, we can't have someone more powerful than me. The natural thing to do after that is to establish a black market. Not just sunglasses, stolen test questions, pop quiz information, and the most valuable of all, blackmail on other students. It would be a real shame if someone were to find out that you shoplifted the other day. No. Is there anything I can do? Indentured servitude is always an option. It really is the best feeling to have hundreds of students at your beck and call, willing or forced to do whatever you want, just because of the most valuable currency in the world, information. After that, I would train them to automatically tell me about any new and interesting information that they came across, including of their own actions, thus removing the need for the sunglasses entirely. Once I graduated, I would ensure that there would be a constant struggle for power, making sure that nobody ever ends up in charge. Using someone on the inside, if I trusted them enough, I might even let them try on the sunglasses. I would pit everyone against each other and watch them destroy themselves.
All right. I mean,
Wow.
you know, do I really need to do a recap? I think it's pretty
It
clear.
was it was so alarmingly clear and procedural and sequenced in such a logical order. I'm somewhat I'm
Uh,
toying with terror that these sunglasses really exist, and this is
I really that was wild. You know what's great is how the last story kind of was the tease of the prompt. This was really that you know what I mean? That the
yeah,
dot
just
dot dot
put
is
these together.
yeah. Go to school and then do that. So
It had a great open. First of all, it had a great opening line that got us right into the story. Everyone says it's impossible to read minds, so imagine how shocked they would be when I read theirs. Like that's a hook. I want to know more. I thought the way this accelerated, um, it was a little, it was a little too on the nose in terms of its antisocial dystopianness. But the precision of the plan, we have to evaluate here, and
gotta
that the
love it.
precision, it built a world. It's not a world I would necessarily want to live in, but the way it harvested power or consolidated power was somewhat impressive. I liked the detail when there's like, all right, I'd make fun of you. I'd get the teacher's thoughts. I will ask it. And then the next thing I would do is start a cult. That accelerated this into this
Right.
like increasingly big, epic world building. And then I love the detail of the rip-off sunglasses as like this kind of empty signifier that would still link everyone in the cult together and reinforce the power of the cult leader with the magical
Right.
sunglasses.
And there's another good part where towards the end of it, it's like, and then like I'm about to graduate. You know what I mean? Once I graduate
Yeah.
and like I've already had this whole racket going, like then I would ensure there's a power struggle. You know, it's
There's
like, well,
yeah, and there was thoughts about succession and who
well,
can I
that
trust?
was that was another interesting sort of tidbit of vulnerability in this character is, you know, they still need that at least one other person to enjoy it with and maybe even let wear the sunglasses. But then it's like, you know, that's almost a fatal flaw. I don't know.
Yeah, if the last parenthetical in the last sentence, if I trusted them enough, I might even let them try on the sunglasses. It was like the main character here was really looking for a BFF. Like,
Right. Right. And then snapping out of it and saying, you know what? No, I would pit everyone against each other and
yeah,
watch them destroy
yeah,
themselves.
chaos won't show. Yeah, I guess what we learned, like school, it's a jungle out there. You don't even realize.
That is a fact. And hey, if you want to watch people pit against each other and destroy themselves, you better be watching Clash of the Pencils live stream.
That
Right.
that is in our ethos. We are the only competitive, full contact, creative writing sports league on the internet as of today's date, 2024.
That's right. That's right. In the history of at least the Earth, possibly more planets. We have not
Possibly
confirmed.
more.
We don't know. All right. So might as well just hop right into our final story of the day. This one's from Slice. Um, I forget what the title is, but it was probably pretty funny.
Oh me God. On a rainy day at the end of early autumn, in fact the first Venus day of the new school year, Edgar began his high school career as his 8th grade year ended in a dark locker with 3 goons guffawing outside it. Neither Edgar nor the goons would know this time was different. Today's visit to the locker put Edgar in the grasp of a pair of golden sunglasses crafted by Quetzalcoatl himself. Edgar would soon need them as Mrs. Nob bought the bolt cutters and snapped the master lock off the windy sky. Erased text. Grey steel locker. Edgar folded to the floor, slipping through Mrs. Nobb's outstretched hands. She picked up Edgar and then the golden sunglasses that laid on the floor next to him. Without objection, erased text, Edgar put them on and stared at his teacher. How is his erased text body both a snake and a bird? I don't understand how he can walk on those hind limbs. Does he have hips? Mustn't if he's in the locker again. Poor kid. Both go tell Brumby about the latest bully incident. Great. Wonder if it's coffee and locks or just coffee breath this morning. Definitely brown sweater, though. Edgar saw Mrs. Nob think. I said you can go to your homeroom, Mrs. Nob said. Exasperated, Edgar stood another moment, uncharacteristically stiff, and then scurried to homeroom. He took his seat up front, looking at the floor, erased text on his way there. As he settled, he opened his mouth but eyes and looked at Greta Duncan through golden god sunglasses. Erased text. Edgar saw Greta think phone, makeup, Brian Mackenzie, homemade peanut butter. Hacked her though, she's wearing an ugly skirt. Janie is not prettier than me, like hate though. Be sisters get Botox. Erased text. Edgar snapped his head back to the right so fiercely that he fell in his with his desk onto the black and grey speckled ceramic tile floor. He quickly slithered out of the wooden metal wreckage and stood in front of the class. He scanned the students whose cacophonous collection of thoughts knocked him back into the chalkboard. He flew out of the room and down to the pond. There atop a flora of erased text sunglasses house.
All right. Well, here we have Edgar being bullied, stuffed into a locker, finding a pair of sunglasses crafted by Quetzalcoatl himself, and then saved by Mrs. Nob. Reads her thoughts, goes to class, and reads more thoughts of the children in the class, and then flies away. Flies away.
I was hoping you had a more coherent backstory into what kind of
No.
character we're dealing with here.
No, that's what I could pick up. I don't know.
All right. I thought that there was some great, obviously, the wordplay and the lyricism that we've come to know as a trademark of Slices was on full display here early on in setting up the setting. The 3 goons guffawing outside of it gives us sort of an antagonist that the glasses are going to be some sort of magic object that allows him to get away with it. But he does all the magical object here, which are the sunglasses, do in this story is allow him to see the threat of the goons and the cacophonous collection of thoughts, right? We read the teacher's thoughts and we get this kind of stream of consciousness that ends with definitely brown sweater, though. It's very funny in the teacher thing. And it kind of calls back to the first story with the perfect blue sweater and white skirt. It seems like when we're reading other people's thoughts, it's mostly about what do I wear to school.
Interesting.
Which was a little bit of an interesting thing. There was no, in terms of getting all of the thoughts, I think every character, if we generalize about all 3 stories, it's somewhat overwhelming to somebody. And the only one that was able to order that and use that and get leverage over it was the middle story, right? Was Mr. Whiskers, which is starting a cult based on those thoughts and how do you position yourself at the center of it. So in terms of plot, while that was It was a dystopian story that was a little bit darker in terms of its tone and themes. I do think that had the most successful or realized plot. If
Yeah.
we go to Slice's plot, is just okay. I need to go back into the pond wherever my pond organism lives because these human thoughts are too much.
Right.
I need to opt out of all of this school and other people and just get back to pond life because that seems like a better environment. I don't know. What did you think, Tom?
Mhm. Yeah, I thought Slice did a great job of importing the thoughts that sort of unrelenting stream of consciousness people have, you know, and relaying that in a way that, I thought it was interesting, the text block above the head that the first person had, and there was a couple other stories that had been submitted that's how the thoughts were displayed as something you read in like a scrolling way versus an intrusive sort of like you put this thing on and all of a sudden it's like, oh great, this kid's getting beat up again, I gotta go tell the principal, and oh god, he's got that gross coffee breath and ugly brown sweater I gotta look at again, and so
This wasn't actually a magical object, it was a cursed object.
right, and that's what drives the that's what ends up driving Edgar to seeking the pond, right? Is this sort of intrusion into his brain. So I thought I enjoyed that the most, as far as, yeah, it seemed like the second story there was only upside, there was no downside, but there's got to be a little downside.
Mhm, mhm.
So that's just my thought on that one there. Otherwise, yeah, that's you know
What I'm hearing is we don't want access to other people's thoughts. We it's just too much information.
honestly, I have just enough access to as many people's thoughts as I need at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. We're at peak sufficiency for other people's thoughts.
Most certainly. So let's see what I guess we'll move on to the next next phase of things, which is we'll get to the top 5 sentences of the day. We'll update the leaderboard. We will check out the next prompt, but we will only do all that after a word from our sponsors. Baloney, a Colony by Tony Stallone. It's Baloney by Stallone. The fine cologne you can find at any major gas station, even the small ones. So there you have it. All right, they're sponsoring our top 5 of the night. Let's see. Our top 5 is this. Let me add it in, and then we will find what I'm supposed to read. Number 5 from Mr. Whiskers. The next thing I would do is start a cult. Number 4 from Nacho Story. Soon enough, I was at the mall, but as I walked through the crowds of people with my sunglasses on, I realized something. Why is there a block of text on top of everyone's heads? Number 3 from Slice. Today's visit to the locker put Edgar in the grasp of a pair of golden sunglasses crafted by Quetzalcoatl himself. Number 4 from Marvin the Microbe. Actually, no, cut that. Number 4. This is a surprise new entry at the, or number 2. Have I been counting backwards this whole time?
I'm not
Number
sure.
2.
Just get it done.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Number 2 is from Mr. Whiskers. I would pit everyone against each other and watch them destroy themselves. And the number 1 sentence
Wow.
of the night from Marvin the Microbe. I looked in the mirror. Suddenly, I was seeing the thoughts I thought I saw inside the thoughts of my thoughts, which were seeing my other thoughts as thoughts. It was confusing.
Yeah, that's a good representation of what these stories were. I think the too much access to thoughts, it's really hard to get a plot. And when you do get a plot, it's kind of scary, Tom.
That is a fact, my friend. That is a fact. So, with no further ado, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna update the leaderboard and set the winner. So, wow, by a strong showing, Mr. Whiskers taking it down
The
tonight.
cult has begun, I
Cult
fear.
already begun, with or without the sunglasses necessary. So, congrats to Mr. Whiskers, rookie author, just coming in and taking it down. All right, and let's see. That means, I guess, move on to our leaderboard. Boop, doop, boop, boop. Brrr. No. No, I lost it. It's all right. Basically, Mr. Whiskers in first, Nacho Story in second, Slice in third. So Slice and Mr. Whiskers are tied with 20 apiece at the top of the leaderboard. And then Nacho Story, Meat French, Carl Wrights rounding out the top 5, all with 15. So we've got 20, 20, 15, 15, 15.
Anybody's ball game going into the home
Anybody's
stretch of the week.
2 days left. We'll see what happens out there. And then what is the next prompt? I'm sure you're asking. I'm asking that myself. And I believe I can tell you. Let's just currently. Okay. A shy kid discovers they have a superpower, the ability to create earthquakes with their burps. When villains. I'm not done yet. There's more.
That's already good. It's already good.
It's already good, right? When villains try to steal their powers, the kid must use their mighty burps to save the day.
Wow.
So
That is a plot, a character, and setting already just pre-populated right in there.
there's a lot going on. So interesting prompt. Excited to see how you all play it. Until then, keep those pencils sharp.
Don't let your creativity get captured.
Turn on the screen tonight. Short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The story central time. Breaking down the plot. Characters that fought. Twist that hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Dollars from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no